Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, it is, in fact, the penultimate week of the season. We've made it to the semifinals, and wow, last week we had something happen that I don't think has ever happened before in the playoffs. I know we had something similar happen between, I believe, Bill and Ports with a certain Deshaun Jackson maybe dropping the ball prior to the end zone. But if you guys missed this, I don't know how you would have. But Jonathan Taylor appeared to have run in a 41-yard touchdown, and instead he dropped the ball short. So instead of going in for the touchdown, he gets a lost fumble, which is an 8-point swing, and Jared lost by 7. You guys, crazy stuff. If he just holds on to the ball and just hands it to the ref, we're talking about Jared versus Steve in the semifinal, and Bill's quest for his first ever Deerdorf Bowl title would go on, but instead he is alive. Not only did that impact our playoffs, but guys, that would have put the Colts up, I think, 20-7 at that point. I mean, that game might have been over. Instead, the Colts didn't score again. The Broncos wound up blowing the doors off the Colts. That clinched a playoff spot for, I believe, the Steelers and the Texans. And I don't know how you come back from that if you're a Colts fan. That might have been the most embarrassing thing that happened to an NFL franchise this week until today. If you haven't seen it yet, apparently the Jets owner has declined trades over Madden ratings. Yeah, you need to go check that story out if you haven't seen it. I wouldn't decline a fantasy trade over Madden. I don't even know what, I haven't even bought Madden in like a decade or more. I don't even know. Are you kidding me? That's embarrassing. That might lock up worst owner in professional sports. And I know that Bob Nutting exists and Mark Davis. That's so bad. That's so bad. Okay. We're not really here to talk about that. We're here to talk about 2 epic semifinal matchups. We're going to start with Bill and Steve. This is the first ever playoff meeting between Bill and Steve. This is just Steve's second playoff appearance, so it's not that crazy. Last year, he got a bye, won in the semifinals, made it to the Deerdorf Bowl before really falling flat and losing to Squigs. It was actually the second lowest point total we've ever seen in a Deerdorf Bowl, and he is looking to redeem himself there, make his second ever Deerdorf Bowl appearance, and of course his first ever title. Bill is looking for his third career Deerdorf Bowl appearance. He hasn't made it since 2014. He made it back-to-back years, 13 and 14. Lost both. And again, of course, we all know the only original disciple without a championship. So this is big. Neither Bill or Steve have won one before, so the winner is going to get a crack at it. The loser is going to have to just play for their money back. In third place, Bill, 6-8 all time in the playoffs, and Steve, of course, is 1-1. This should be a banger. This should be a banger. Let me just pull up the matchup to see where we're at projection-wise. 135.65 for Bill, 131.08 for Steve. It's Jaden Daniels. It's Joe Burrow. Burrow has been crazy against the Browns. Derrick Henry for Bill against the Steelers. I'm seeing a little more green on Bill's side. I think I'm leaning Bill here. I'm going to take Bill to win, but that's like a 0 confidence pick. I have nothing that would give me confidence in either of these teams. This is a toss-up, probably the 2 best tight ends in the league right now. Cardinals and Falcons defense, which I did not expect to see down there. But yeah, we got Bijan and Derrick Henry. Bucky Irving has been a revelation late in the season. Amon-Ra should score 1 million points against the Bears, who are sorry. I'm going to take Bill. This is going to be tight. This is going to be real tight. I don't know. Bill, I think, is going to leave Cooper Kupp on his bench again after the goose last week. I don't know how you trust him against the Jets. Got Tyreek Hill. The benches on these teams are pretty loaded as well. It's kind of crazy to see. So, 2 great teams. The winner of this one, probably the favorite in the Deerdorf Bowl next week. This is a tough one. I'm going to go Bill slightly. He's got a slightly better start-sit accuracy. It's 89% to 88%. And he's a slight favorite to win. Again, I have no confidence in this pick because it's Bill, mostly. So, and Steve loves when I doubt him. So you're welcome, Steve. You'll probably win now that I picked Bill. And we will move on to the other semifinal. Two original disciples, me versus Ben. This is just our second ever playoff meeting. And I didn't really keep good records back in the day, so I'm not sure when that would have been. But Ben won, and so I'm looking to avenge whatever loss that was. I have no idea. I just know it wasn't in a Deerdorf Bowl. Right now, my win last week over Dusty got me to 8 playoff wins, which is tied with the Chris's, Ports, and Squigs for the second most all-time. Josh actually is the most at 9 career wins. So I'm hoping I can be the first to 10 by winning the next 2. But we'll see. Ben is 4-4 all-time in the playoffs, looking for his second Deerdorf Bowl appearance. He won in 2019. That was Deerdorf Bowl 9. So he was 1-0 in Deerdorf Bowls. I'm actually 2-0. So I'm looking for my third appearance. I made it in 2014 and beat Bill. And in 2021, I knocked off Ryan. And so if I make it, it'll tie me for second most Deerdorf Bowl appearances all time with Dusty. And the aforementioned Josh Squiggs, ridiculously, has been to 4 since he joined the league in 2016. That's pretty remarkable, and everyone's happy he didn't make it this year, especially me. The projection on this one's not nearly as close. I was a little surprised to see it. Fortunately for my team and unfortunately for others, David Montgomery went down last week with an injury. So Jahmyr Gibbs, I think, to the moon again against the sorry Bills, or the Bears, who probably have quit on the season. He's projected for 21 points, which is crazy. Josh Allen is not a human being right now. He's going against the Patriots. I don't even know if I care he went against the 85 Bears, the 2000 Ravens, or the 2008 Steelers. He's just putting up ridiculous numbers. He would torch all those teams, I think, right now. And of course, Saquon's in there. And I'm projected to win by let's see here, 21 points, over 21 points. That seems a little big. I don't imagine the game is that far out of hand. I think Ben will make this close, but I am going to pick myself to win. So I probably just secured a Ben versus Steve championship, which would be pretty exciting. But I'm going to take myself to win, get into my third Deerdorf Bowl. If it's Bill, it would be a rematch of the 2014 Deerdorf Bowl. And again, it would be Bill, who is 0-2 in Deerdorf Bowls, versus me, 2-0. Bill looking for his first. If it's me versus Steve, the storyline would be, I don't know, Bethel Park versus Upper St. Clair. Historically a great rivalry if you know the Whippeal. And you also know that Bethel Park just kind of owns St. Clair. We live in their heads. They're kind of the rich, preppy kids. And Bethel Park's kind of the blue-collar guys. So that's all there is to say about that. Bill versus Ben would be a fantastic Deerdorf Bowl. I would be bitter as ever about it, but it would be a matchup of 2 longtime friends, 2 roommates. You guys roomed together in college. I think at least 2 teammates on the Waynesburg cross-country team back in the day. So that would be an interesting matchup. And then Steve and Ben would be a great matchup. Obviously, that would be the 1 and the 2 seeds. So really all 4 possible matchups would be a lot of fun. All 4 would be deserving matchups at this point. I think they're all kind of coin flip games. I feel probably a little more confident in me beating Ben than the other result, but I probably, again, just curse it. It's fantasy. You never know. Someone gets hurt and Cooper Kupp posts a goose egg. Crazy stuff happens. I'm excited to see what happens this week. Dusty and Jared are playing for 5th place. That is for draft position. So the winner of that game will pick 7th and the loser will pick 8th. So they're not playing for any money, but they are playing for a spot up in the draft next year. So Jared and Dusty, set your lineups. It still matters, at least a little bit. And you guys will snipe each other throughout the draft next year, one way or another. All right, a little bit of an abridged version. We got a lot of incredible football that is going to be played over the next week or so, both in college and in the NFL. Saturday is just going to be crazy. And I refuse to make any picks. I'm scared as ever for both of those games. That could be I could be an emotional wreck. So don't text me, don't call me, don't contact me at all on Saturday. I'll be busy. Peace.